So today's presentation is going to be on Dropbox, and Dropbox is mainly used to save, share, and sync files online. What this presentation covers. Firstly, I'll be going over what Dropbox is, then the device availability. Next, I will be explaining how to sign up, and there will be some specifications to Macs with the screenshots that will be provided so that you can understand it better. Though between devices, it is very similar, so it's not only a presentation for Mac users. Then I will move on to basic Dropbox features, then Dropbox plans and security features, and finally a live demonstration to really show how to actually use Dropbox with the knowledge that I've given you in the presentation. So to start off, what is Dropbox? Dropbox is a popular cloud sharing service. It mainly focuses on cloud storage, file syncing, personal clouds, and collaboration with others. Its overall purpose is to share files and folders with others without sending large attachments. So when Dropbox was created, this was the main goal. Device availability. Firstly, you can access Dropbox on the website. This is available on all devices. You can get here by going to your web browser and searching Dropbox Login, or clicking here. As Lorianne mentioned, you will get a copy of the presentation, so this is a direct link to the login website just by clicking here, which is underlined. Next is the desktop application, which is a fairly new part of Dropbox. This usually automatically downloads when you set up Dropbox on your computer, so you will know when it's downloading, but if it doesn't, you will have the option at different places once you're in the website. So you'll see it prompting you to download it in different places. So don't worry if it doesn't download right away. And this desktop application is currently available on Macs, Windows, or Linux. Lastly is the free app, and this is available on Android, iPhone, and Windows mobile devices, as well as iPads. And the free app is basically the same thing. It's just been reformatted and fitted to a smaller screen, so it is easier to use if you have a mobile device. Now I'll be moving on to how to sign up on your computer. And I just first wanted to mention that there are multiple steps. So don't feel overwhelmed. Just make sure to read the instructions carefully and follow along with the presentation at a later time or right now if that's something you want to do. So firstly, you will go to the login page, which is either linked to this slide, or you can just search Dropbox Login. Then, if you already have an account, you can sign in with your email and password associated with it, or you can also sign in with your Apple or Google information. If not, you can click Create an Account up in this corner. Moving on, you will then be prompted to enter your information. This includes your first name, your last name, your email address, and a password, or you are able to sign up with Google. So here in this screenshot, you'll see what they're asking you to enter. It's pretty basic information, and then you will be able to also sign up with Google if that's something you're interested in by clicking this blue button at the bottom. Next, you must agree to the Dropbox terms by clicking the box, and if you're interested in reading through these terms, you can just click the blue text Dropbox terms right there to read through it, and then you click the button that is in the box, which is Create an Account. The next step is to verify your account, and you will receive an email. So it's easier to do this at the beginning when you're setting up your account. So then once you're logged in, you won't be asked to verify your account, and it'll keep reminding you to do so. So just make sure you do that before. Then you will be asked to select your Dropbox plan. I will be going a lot more in depth into what the plans have and what each one offers later on after I've explained Dropbox a little bit more, so you can really understand what you'll be getting out of it. So for now, don't worry about that. And then after that, you will be prompted to click the download Dropbox button, which is a blue button. And then once you click that button, an installer that has just downloaded will be in the bottom of your web browser. So just make sure to look for that. So this is where the Mac specifications come in. So these screenshots have been taken from a Mac, and other computers have very similar processes, but this is just specific for Macs. So after a few moments, you will see this window pop up. As you can see to the right, there's a small Dropbox symbol, and above it, it says Install Dropbox. And then you will be able to see how the download is going by looking at the screen, which will be in the middle of your own screen. But this is a screenshot that's taken from that, and it shows you the progress of the download. And then after that, all you need to do is wait for it to complete. It may take a few moments depending on your connection and strength of the connection. Next, you can choose to allow or not allow notifications. So after this has downloaded, the Dropbox desktop application has been added to your computer. And if it hasn't, that's not a problem. You can always re-download afterwards, but then you will be able to choose to allow or not allow notifications from the desktop app. And as well, you may be prompted to turn on accessibility, which just helps you to get the most out of Dropbox. Note, if you do turn on accessibility, you can always change this in settings by going to Security and Privacy, and then going to Accessibility. After you've completed these steps, this screen will pop up and your Dropbox will be installed. Continue the process by clicking Next, and instructions will be given to you. Next is how you will access Dropbox, and this is not specific to Macs, but these screenshots have been taken from a Mac desktop. So you can access Dropbox from your desktop by going into either the top right corner, which will be located beside where you see your Wi-Fi symbol, your Bluetooth connection, and a few other things. And Dropbox, you can see it in the screenshot. It's a small, a few squares. There's about 5 squares in it, diamonds in it total. So you'll be able to see that, and by clicking that, you can get into the app, or you can click it from your bottom toolbar as well. Next is how to sign up on a mobile device. So you will be using an app to do this. So to get the app, you will have to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and search Dropbox. You should then find an icon that looks like the icon that is to the right. It is blue, and you can see it on the slide. And then after that, you will just go into the app, and you will be prompted to complete the sign up information, or you will also be able to sign in if you've already got an account. So you can just click the login underneath of the big sign up button and just continue the sign up steps indicated in the previous slides. They're very similar between the app and the computer. And it is recommended to set up your account from a computer just because it is a lot simpler, the screen is larger, and it's a lot easier to deal with, because if you're like scrolling with your finger, it can be very frustrating sometimes. So if you do have access to a computer, I would recommend setting up your account from there. Now I will be moving on to some basic Dropbox features. And firstly, I wanted to mention that Dropbox has quite a few features. And in this presentation, I will be more explaining some of the more basic ones that you need to know and the more important ones. But there are some others that I just wanted to let you know. And I will give a much greater explanation of how to actually use the features in the live demonstration, because it's easier to show it when I'm actually doing it. So as I mentioned before, you can access Dropbox from your desktop or by going to the Dropbox sign-in website, which again is available in that underlined Dropbox sign-in website, or you can go to the mobile app. Note that this section of the presentation will be explained using the Dropbox website, which is the same regardless of the computer type. And the desktop and mobile apps have the same features, though there may be some different formatting. So just keep those things in mind. So the first important thing I wanted to bring your attention to is what is known as the home page of Dropbox. This is the first page that you will see once you log in, and you can also access it by going to the left sidebar where you see a few different subheadings and clicking home. Here you can see your suggested files from your activity. So Dropbox gives you options of what you want to open up based on what you've been using recently. As well, you can see other recent folder files that appear no matter how often that you've used them. And then there's also the starred section, which I will be going a bit more in depth into, but that's basically just where you can find any of your files that you feel are important, so you've decided to star them. When you first sign up, you may also be prompted to finish your setup, as you can see to the right of the screenshot. And this is not mandatory, but if you want to finish your setup, you can do this by you can put Dropbox in your pocket, which means connecting your mobile app, as well as uploading files and then creating shared folders. So it's just completing the entire process, but you don't need to do so. You can click the X if that's what you want to do. The next section is the starred file section. So it is on the home page at the bottom, and all of the starred files will appear there. To star a file, all you need to do is hover over a file or its name, and beside it there will be a small star icon. By clicking on this icon, it will then appear in the starred section, and it is much easier to access that way. So if you feel something is more important, then you can definitely put it into your starred section. As well, you can easily remove it by clicking that starred icon again. Next is the All Files section. You can access this page by going to the left sidebar again and clicking All Files. Here is the main hub for all of your files, where you can create a new file by clicking the navy blue button with the arrow indicating where it is, as well as upload files, upload folders, create new folders, create a new shared folder, request files, show deleted files, as well as rewind Dropbox and folder history. So to the right, you'll see a lot of different options of what you can do on this All Files page. So I will be showing you exactly how to do those things in the live demo, but this is just an overview of what there is available. Next is the shared section, which you can access from the left sidebar once again. And here, all of your shared files and folders will appear. So it's just easier for you to know who you're sharing with, what you're sharing with them. And it's just a place where you can see everything that you've shared, as well as create a new shared folder. So this is really good for sorting through. You can see the recent shared, the folders that you've shared, the files that you've shared, as well as the links. So it's a great place to go if you're interested in seeing who you're sharing with. Next are file requests. So once again, you can find this in the left sidebar under the file request section. And this is a very good section because whether somebody has Dropbox or not, you can create requests to get them to give you a file. So by clicking the new request button on the right side, you can have a file request, and it will allow you to input their email and a title for what you want them to share with you, but it's a good way for them to give it to you and it goes into your Dropbox. So if you're looking for somebody to share a file, then this is the right section for you to be in. Next is the deleted files section. Here you will be able to see any of the items or the files, that you have deleted, whether it was accidental or on purpose. And from here, you can permanently delete them as well as restore them. So based on which Dropbox plan you have, you will be able to have as the files in recently deleted for a certain amount of time. And as well, by going to the right, you can filter your times or the date to find the deleted files. So it's just easier for you to find what you've deleted, and it reduces the stress of sorting through all of the deleted files that you have. Next, I will be going over some of the other features that Dropbox has. So firstly, there is a search bar in the top right corner, and this is really useful for searching any files, any keywords to find something that you're having trouble finding, or instead of going through all your folders, all of the files within the folders, you can simply go straight there and it will easily find the file for you. As well, there is a notifications and account settings section to the right of the search bar. And if you look down to the bottom, there are a few privacy resources as well. So a bit more into the notifications. The bell icon is where you can view any new notifications about files or shared materials. There's also an account settings, which you can access by clicking on your profile photo. As you can see here, it is a TG, and you will be able to see your available storage, upgrade your account, see your settings for your Dropbox account, install the desktop Dropbox app if you haven't already. So this is somewhere that you can go if you're interested in getting the application, but it didn't automatically download when you first set it up. And you can also sign out. So if you don't want anybody else having access to your files, this will sign you out and you won't have to worry about that. Now I will be talking about the Dropbox plans. The first plan is free. This is a free 2 GB storage, so it is completely free. You don't need to pay for anything. So if you're interested in just having a few gigabytes of storage and you don't plan on using it a ton, then this would be good for you. You do have anytime, anywhere access as long as you are connected to the internet. There's also computer backup, document scanning. You are able to send up to 100 megabytes per transfer. There's the option for file recovery of up to 30 days, so you will be able to find any of your deleted files in the deleted section for up to 30 days. After that, it will be cleared out and you will no longer be able to recover it. And as I mentioned before, this is great for people only using it a handful of times. Next is Dropbox Plus. This is also for personal use, but it offers a few more features. It is $12.99 per month, and you have 2 terabytes or 2,000 gigabytes of storage available to you. You have anytime, anywhere access, along with offline mobile folders. So you don't only need to be connected to the internet to access your folders, you're able to edit your files and sort them and see them even if you're not on the internet. There's also Smart Sync between your computer or your devices and your account. And you can have up to 2 gigabytes per transfer between you and another person. There's also Dropbox passwords, which can allow you to secure your files better, as well as file recovery of up to 30 days. And you also will be given priority email support. So if you're having any issues at all and you are emailing Dropbox, you will be put into the priority section and your emails will be answered before somebody who had a normal Dropbox account emails. Next is the business plan for Dropbox, and it is more for professional work. And this plan has all of the Dropbox Plus features and more. It is $23.25 a month, and you have up to 3 terabytes or 3,000 gigabytes of storage available to you. You can have up to 100 gigabytes per transfer, as well as customization available. So this is really great if you have, say, a company and you have a lot of shared files that are online, and especially with COVID, you're sending between people and you're collaborating with one another. So this is really great. There's also file locking to secure any confidential information. And there's even file recovery of up to 180 days because it is a business platform. When you're paying for this plan, there's a longer time because if you're working as a team, somebody may have deleted something and you just want to be able to find it if you've realized a long time later. So you have 180 days. As well, you have priority email support and chat support. So if you are needing immediate help, they will answer you quite quickly. So that's really great. And if you are looking for more information on which plan is best for you, you can just go to the website that's right here at the bottom of the slide, and it indicates all of the smaller things that each one has. So not just the main features, there's every single smaller detail of what each plan offers. Next are a few security features of Dropbox. I wanted to let you all know that Dropbox has a very strict privacy policy and that all files are kept completely private and only available for access by people who you have purposely shared the files with. If you're looking more into Dropbox's privacy policy, they have a very detailed one at this website, so feel free to just go there and you can see all of their information and all of their rules and regulations. Next is the Dropbox Help Center. Dropbox has an extremely well-developed website for help related to the service. There are many categories available to find answers to any of your questions. You can also contact them directly, but if you don't have the Dropbox Plus or Dropbox Business, it might be a slightly longer amount of time before they respond. You can access the Help Center by going to the website below. Now I will be moving into the live demonstration of the actual Dropbox website. So I'll be doing the website because it is a bit more universal and it's easier to explain because it's not specific to one device. I'll just get that ready. So first you're going to want to go into a web browser and search Dropbox Login. Once you've gone there, a few options will come up. You'll see the login page and yeah, so you can just click any of these links. It'll take you to the same place. And this is the first page that will appear. So first, I'd like to direct your attention to the download the app button here. So if you are looking to get the Dropbox desktop application, you can simply go here. This is a very simple way of downloading the application. Then here is the sign up page that I was talking about in the presentation, where you would enter your email and a password if you are wanting to sign in, or you can sign in with Google or Apple. If you do not have an account yet, that is not a problem. You would just go to the create an account. Then you would put in your first name, your last name, your email, a password, and then agree to the Dropbox terms, and then create your account. Or you can sign up with Google. I'm not going to actually be doing this in the live demonstration because the installation does take quite a while. I don't want it to be a period where we're just watching it load. So I'm going to sign in with my pre-existing account. But if you ever need any help with that, you can always sign up for a one-on-one. Okay, so once you're logged in, as I mentioned, here is the home page. And this is very important because you can see all of your recent files, your suggested activity. So it's telling me, oh, maybe you're going to want to go into this because you were just previously working on it. So it's good for quick access. You can also see your recents and your starred. From here, you will also be able to see this create a new file subheading here, as well as some options with that. So you are able to create new files from your home page, but it's also a lot easier to do it from the All Files section because there are a few more options. So here is the sidebar that I was talking about. And by clicking on any one of these subheadings, you can go to the specific page. So I'm going to go into All Files. Here we can see all of my files, and it is sorted by name. Then you can also change your view if you want it to be a grid, a large grid like that, or even a list. So whatever you like to look at is good. Then if you draw your attention to this right-hand side, you will be able to upload files, upload a new folder, create a new folder, create a new shared folder, request files, show deleted files, rewind Dropbox, or see your folder history. So I'm going to create a new file to show you guys what it's all about. So by clicking this Create a New File button, I'm able to create a Dropbox paper, a Dropbox paper template, a shortcut, a Word document, an Excel workbook, PowerPoint presentation, or any Google Docs, Google Sheets, or Google Slides. So Dropbox is very connected with other programs and platforms, which is great so that you can create documents and other types of workspaces from within Dropbox. So I'm going to create a Google Docs. And as you can see, this will just take you directly into, once it loads, it'll go into a Google Doc. So it is connected with your Google account, which is great. I don't want to submit any feedback, so yeah. Then from there, you're able to also upload files. So if you have a file on your computer that you're looking to add to your Dropbox, feel free to just click the Upload Files button, and you can take it from your desktop, documents, downloads, recents, anywhere on your computer. And
sorry, just a heads up. So Reed click the button, but because she's sharing her browser, it doesn't show the
oh, sorry, yes.
That's fine.
Okay, so sorry about that. When I click that, it pops up that I can choose files from my desktop, and then I would just upload them. The same goes for uploading a folder. So it'll just prompt you to choose a folder that's from your desktop or from your computer, and you can just add it into your Dropbox workspace. You can also create a new Dropbox folder. So I'm going to name it Presentation. And then I can choose who can access it. I only want it to be me, so I'm going to click Only You, but I could also say specific people, and then that would be a shared folder. So by creating this folder, it's now part of my Dropbox, and I can create a new folder within, a new file within the folder. You are also able to request files, but I will go over that more in the file request subheading. And you can also show deleted files. So I don't have any deleted files in the presentation folder, but if you did, then they would also appear. There's also an option to rewind the folders in Dropbox, but that's a separate thing that you will need to set up. And basically, it lets you undo all of your actions if you have made a large mistake, which is really great. Then there is also folder history. So you can see what you've been doing today in the folder. So that might be helpful if you're interested in what's going on your files. So that's mostly what's happening in the All Files section. And next, I would like to go over the Shared section. Here you can create shared folders, which basically is just a space where you can add files that other people also have access to within an organized folder. So you can do this by either pressing Create a Shared Folder on the All Files page, or from this page here, this button. And then you get to choose what suits you better. I'd like to create and share a new folder, or I'd like to share an existing folder. So I would like to create and share a new folder. So I'm going to click Next. And then I'm going to name the folder. After that, I'm going to add an email address. I'm going to add my own email. You can add other people's, but just for this presentation, I will be doing myself. And then once you've added their email addresses, you can choose what they're able to do. So if you want them to be able to help you with the document, then you can let them edit. Or if you don't want them to change anything, then you can just change it to can view. Once you're done setting that, you can also add a message and then click this share button to complete the process. Once it has loaded, you will now be in your shared folder, and you'll see the title of it at the top. Once you're inside of it, you can create a new file or do any of the other file actions on the side. Then when you go to your shared section, you will see this folder, and you know it's shared because there's a small people icon on top of the folder. So you can see that it's shared if you see those two people outlined there. And then you're also able to click these three dots, and you can share it with more people, as well as download it or remove it from Dropbox. So if I wanted to delete it, I would just click remove, and it's not shared, not added anymore. You're also able to see the date and time that you shared it on if you're looking for that information. Next is the file request section. This is a very interesting section because it allows you to communicate with people and interact with your own Dropbox with others who do not have a Dropbox account. So if you're looking for files from anybody, whether they have a Dropbox account or not, you're able to do this. All you have to do is click the New Request button on the right-hand side. Explain what the request is for. So this is important because maybe they're not understanding of what exactly you're looking for, or they don't know why you want it. So you're going to want to put in a title so that you can communicate with them better. So if I wanted to say family pictures, because I wanted to put family pictures into my Dropbox, and then you can just put any description, which is not mandatory. And then it'll create a new folder for you that will be available for the files to be put into. So if you don't want them to create a new folder for this, you can always just change the folder. And these are the folders that I currently have in my Dropbox. So if I wanted to go into my presentation folder, I would choose that folder instead and then create it. Next is actually sending it out to people. So you can add somebody's email address again, or you can add a message. As well, there is the option to share a link instead, where they would then just go and drop it and add it to your Dropbox. You can copy the link by clicking copy or just clicking share to finish the process. Now I will be able to see my file requests on this screen, what the title of it was, and then which folder it is going to. And also you can see how many submitters there have been and how many files have been added. Again, you can copy a link and share, edit, or close by clicking these three dots. So if you see any three dots beside a file, you can click on it to see more options. Next is the deleted file section. Here you can see when you deleted some of your files, as well as which ones you have deleted. You can also filter it by date, the from date, the to date, deleted by, or which folder it's in. And you can also specify who, it's important to specify who it was deleted by if it was in a shared folder, just so that it's easier to find it. And because then you'll know what happened, and maybe you can ask them, oh, why did you delete this? So it's better to know who deleted it. And then if you want to restore it, you can just select the box right beside it and click either permanently delete or restore. So I want to permanently delete it, and it'll give you one last chance to say you don't want to delete it, and then it will be gone after that. There are also a few tools that I wanted to talk about, and it wasn't in the presentation because it's not exactly, it's a feature of Dropbox, but it's more an add-on. So a few tools that you can add on, there's firstly Paper, which means that you can create more documents without leaving Dropbox. So it's more than just a doc, it's a workspace. So it's one of Dropbox's extensions as well, if that's something you're interested in. You can create one by clicking Create. There's also HelloSign, which can be very helpful for signatures and submitting forms or anything like that. So just to start, you choose a file and then you can sign with it, follow the instructions. And I won't be going through this because it's not really part of the presentation, but just so you know, this is available. There's also Transfer, which allows you to package up your transfer and send it over. So if you're wanting to send a package of some sort about one topic to somebody, then you can send it all in one transfer. And you can do this by creating the transfer by clicking the button in the top right-hand corner. There's also Showcase, which is available. So it's basically just a place where you can put all of your work into a more visually appealing design so that it allows you to be more creative. And then there's also the App Center, which is also where you can connect many apps if you're interested in that. There's many options here. And then just going back to the main Dropbox page, there is the privacy here. And if you click on it, then you'll be redirected to the privacy policy. You can also find the Help Center by clicking this question mark in the bottom, which takes you to the help website that's also in the presentation. One last thing I wanted to go over is how to start a file. So if I wanted to start something, I could go over it and then just click this start icon. Then it'll show up in my start section. So it's just easier to find it. And then lastly is the search bar. So you can search for any of your files. As well, there's the notifications place where you can see any notifications you've gotten. And then finally, the account section where you can change your settings, install the Dropbox app, or sign out, as well as upgrade your account. And you can also upgrade your account by clicking this Upgrade Account button. And it allows you to try it for free because there are free trials and see what each plan allows. So that's the end of the presentation.